People always ask how I balance my family life with 400 shows a year. I'm just doing what I love with the people I love. It's my magic life.
I like Wes Iseli. I like everything about him.
All right, we are back. This week it is Natalie and I.
Aren't you lucky?
We got stood up by Santa Claus.
I know. What a person gets stood up by. What have we done wrong this year?
You know? Hey,
oh my goodness. You getting cold.
So we had Santa on the podcast last year, scheduled. Mm-hmm. Santa ended up with like some kind of viral infection or something, and he was just locked out cold, couldn't be on the podcast. Please, please, please. I said, hey, how about doing it next week? No, he's trying to sell a book about Christmas, so he wants to be on before Christmas. All right, we'll get you next year. So I reached out to him. We had it all set for tonight. Reached out to him the week of, and I said, hey, look, it's this week. What time you want to do? Hey, it's this week. It's tomorrow. Hey. Radio silence.
What you gonna do? It's his busy time of year.
So doing research. He plays Santa, and he's like a TV writer, whatever. We'll get him on the podcast. We'll do more research on him and everything. I didn't even do the research. I'm waiting on him to answer. But he wrote a book called Through Santa's Eyes. I found it on Amazon. You guys can find it. But in doing research, trying to figure out a little bit about what to talk to about him, it just got my gears going, and I thought about that old story that happened 5 years ago about a pretend Santa, a guy that plays Santa, being asked to go to a hospital for a terminally ill child that wanted to see Santa before Christmas. And they told the kid, you're not going to make it to Christmas, but we'll have Santa come to you. And, boy, that's a hard thing, man.
Yeah.
And
right?
why don't you tell the kid?
I don't know.
Don't you tell the kid, hey, come on, man. Fight it. Work hard. Tell a 5-year-old you're going to be dead. You're not going to make it to Christmas. I don't understand.
I don't know why they would tell him that. I don't know. I guess that was the parent's choice, I would assume. But I don't know. But he knew he wasn't going to make it till Christmas.
And he asked Santa. I showed you the story. What did he ask Santa?
Well, Santa came in and just said, hey, and was trying to be happy and everything. And boy told him he wasn't going to make it to Christmas. And he said, well, then we got to bring Christmas to you here today. Be just happy that you have today. And he ended up telling the kid that when he got up to heaven, he said, you tell them that you're my number one elf. And they will let you right on in.
St. Peter will let you right in.
Yeah, and the little kid was like, really? And so it was just sad because Santa was crying as he's telling the story.
And he said right after that, Santa, can you help me?
Yeah. And
he's like, yeah, what do you need? And the kid just died in his arms.
Yeah. Like, I told Wes to stop showing me these videos because I cry. I'm about to get teary-eyed here. I don't even know the kid, but it's a sad story. I like stories with happy endings. And that's just sad. But I mean, at least I guess if you flip it, at least he went out happy. He got to see Santa. But man.
It's rough. It's rough. You can't, there's no school to teach Santa that. No. There's nothing, I told Natalie, magicians we used to go to the children's hospital every year before COVID. Yeah. Have we gone since COVID? Once? There's so much red tape since COVID. We haven't gone since?
No, I don't think so.
We did it like 8 years leading up to COVID.
Yeah.
And then, but you go in there and you just don't know what you're going to get. You might get a kid with a broken arm. You might get a kid with a trach tube. You might get a kid. You don't know what you're getting. There's no way of knowing.
Right. And they don't tell you anything because they're not allowed to tell you anything.
And the questions they ask and the things they tell you and the things, am I supposed to know this? Am I supposed to? You don't know.
Right.
Just do your little magic trick and make them happy and get out of there. So.
Yep.
Your dad's calling.
Uh-oh.
You can text him back.
I'll text him real quick.
Let's see. So Through Santa's Eyes is the book, and it's a guy that pretends to be Santa. Not real Santa Claus. He loves us. He wouldn't bail on us. The real Santa loves us. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I'm texting Dad.
And his motto for the book is be less selfish and be more elfish. So that's that one. But yeah, some of those stories, those hospital visits and the things you see and the things you do.
Yeah.
A friend of mine used to go to the emergency room, and he would donate his time in the emergency room and just try to, like Natalie's going with her pancreatitis problems or whatever. And, you got to bring the kids. You don't have a babysitter at 2 a.m. So he would just entertain the families and everything while the parent was in there, while the kid was in there, entertain the siblings. And you see everything. And we aren't trained for that. We're just doing magic.
Yeah, no. And some of it's hard, but most of it is rewarding for us. It's fun just to see the room light up, and you can tell you made a difference.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's and I bet that Santa, honestly, well, I don't have to bet that. I think everybody knows that Santa will never forget that day.
No.
But that family will never forget that Santa. And that bond was made that day, and those families are bonded forever. Yeah. Just like when we made a car appear for that lady.
Yeah.
That lady will never forget that. That car might be already gone.
And we won't forget that. That's, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Amazing.
So when you do charity stuff like that, man.
Yeah.
You're bonded to them.
It's not just you giving back, you're getting something from it, for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Anyway, so I have a whole list of stuff to talk about tonight. And we did the Court Square Theater again.
Oh, yes. That's always fun.
Last weekend, Saturday.
I say always, like we've done it 20 times, but twice. That was number 2.
Wait, this is number 2, working for the theater. Mm-hmm. But we have performed there with a variety show that hired us to be there. We've been on that stage.
But I'm saying of just us.
Yeah.
That was our second time there. And it's a really nice theater. It's, it's not huge as far as seating.
250.
Right. But it's great. I like it a lot. It's nice.
That's a good size room.
We had a great turnout, and I got nothing but compliments. I'm always selling stuff when we do illusion shows. So the place that they had was outside the front of the theater. Like, not outside, like outdoors, but just in the hallway outside the front of theaters where they have selling stuff.
The front of this place is almost like an indoor mall.
Yeah.
You walk outside, there's a restaurant there, there's a little hallway, and there's more stores here.
Yeah.
So she was outside the ticket booth in the hallway of the mall.
Yeah, it was across from where Will Call.
Yeah.
Where you pick up your tickets. Yep. So, and people were coming out and buying stuff or even if they didn't buy stuff, they were like, that was amazing. So, got a lot of good feedback. So, it was a lot of fun. They were a good audience, good reactions, a lot of fun.
The worst part about that place is parking the RV and trailer.
Yeah. It's downtown Harrisonburg. So, go ahead.
Downtown near James Madison University.
Right.
Next to the police station, next to the court square, the old
courthouse,
the old, yeah. And it is a square. It's a little town square.
Yeah.
And you take your RV down there, and it's like, all right, well, I'll park in the parking lot for the theater. Well, it has to be exactly right for that game of Jenga to work. Because if one car is here, I don't have my 4 spots this way.
Right.
If I go over here, well, that's the church parking lot. You'll get towed. Because it's a college town. They don't want anybody parking in there. Well, can I just ask them? Because they're not using church right now. Can I make a phone call? Oh, we've had fallen outs with them before. We don't talk to them. With the church? Man. Right. So, last year we parked across a 2-lane highway in like a meatpacking building. But they said, don't be out in the open. Park behind it so that even the cops won't yell at you.
Tuck yourself back there. They don't care that you're parking, but they want you tucked back in there so you're not just out in the open. We're like, okay.
It was Saturday night at 6 o'clock. They were already gone for the weekend. Why did I have to tuck back there? I have no idea.
I don't know. Yeah, but we were able. At least we were able to unload closer. We didn't have to cross the 2-way highway with our stuff.
This year, we parked right behind it.
Yeah, they have a small parking lot right where there's loading doors loading in to the theater. We have a small parking lot, and one side of the parking lot was open. So
it's probably got 20 spots, 10 on one side, 10 on the other.
Right. So we used up one side, and we were right there at the door to load and unload, which was awesome. I liked that. That was nice.
How long did it take me to back up? Down
So,
a 1-lane road,
right.
backing into there without hitting the cars,
Right.
without hitting the signs.
Right. So
Without
I
hitting the
told
curb.
him when he made kind of a loop and looked, and I told him, I said, you either pull in and then you're backing out at real late at night when we're trying to get out, or you just maneuver it and you back in now and then you can just pull out later, which I thought would be better because
You drop in the
Go
trailer
ahead
and you're
and
right at
back-
the door to go
well,
in,
yeah,
too.
that too. But I was also thinking, at the end of the night, you've done the show, you've done all this stuff, you're tired, you just want to go, instead of having to figure out backing up and rigging and doing all this stuff. So just get the backing up over with now. So you reluctantly agreed, and
Well,
but
the
it was
first time I circled around, and I had to go around the whole court square, the whole
yeah.
2-mile radius again and do another circle, because I was like, I can't make that turn in, because I had to. If there's cars coming down the hill,
Yeah.
it was complicated. So the manager of the place blocked traffic this way, you block traffic that way.
And you just
For me to
backed
get
in.
in.
And it wasn't, and it worked out, timing with the lights worked out fine, too, so that you were in the parking lot before the lights turned, and we weren't really in anybody's way. But once he was in the parking lot, it was two lines of cars against the building, not cars, but parking spots. Against the building had cars parked, not against the building across from them, had no cars, and we were trying to get in there. The opening, I'm trying to explain this out loud so people who aren't watching. What do you call it? It dips down so you can. They had sidewalks, so there's curbs. So where there was no curb where you can drive into is right in the center. So it's not like you could pull straight back into the parking lots. You had to kind of angle, and that's not easy with an RV and trailer. So
It's a big RV with a small trailer.
he kind of pulled in straight back, so then he's in the middle, the driving area of the parking lot, and then just 2 bajillion times of up and back and up and back and up and back and up and back, trying to wiggle his way over to the parking spots. I think it took us that was probably 20 minutes.
I was going to
we
over-exaggerate.
got there, and I think it was 30 minutes from the time we actually arrived to the time that we got parked. So I think 20 minutes of that was the up and back and up and back and up and back.
And it's awful. It's awful. My name is all over the side of this thing. People are coming. People are coming out for those 10 spots, and they want to pull
Get
out.
out. Yeah. Yeah. And he does. He gets a little anxious.
Well, everybody's watching The Magician.
Right.
But
they were the people that were working at the theater. They were watching, and they were like, "That is impressive." They weren't worried about you doing anything at all, because we were backing up, and we were on the phone together, and I was just telling him, back up, back up, back up, back up. Okay, stop. And he'd stop. 3 inches from the trailer was about 3 inches from the
dumpster.
Yeah, the dumpsters, and they had a little wooden wall, and so he's about 3 inches. Like, whoa. It's like, well, if he didn't listen and stop when I said stop, we'd have an issue. I didn't say that, but I'm thinking that. But I'm like, we've had some practice, so
I don't even like knowing I was that close.
yeah. Well, I figure give you as much room as possible.
Yeah.
And then you can pull up and try and really.
But also
get over
with the
more.
other cars backing out and trying to get in, and people trying to go. One person pulled in the other parking lot behind me and tried to go around me while I was doing this, and it's like,
patience, people, patience.
yeah, they won't let me. Just give me a second. Now I'm.
Right.
Anyway, so
And
parking.
it's not like we'd make them wait till we were parked perfectly. I mean, just give us a second to pull up and get out your way before you just start maneuvering around.
It was crazy.
But yeah.
But yeah, that was
We had it figured out.
that was the hardest part. That was the
Yeah.
worst part. That was the hardest part.
Yeah.
This theater's really nice. They always give us Willow likes it because they give us a ton of candy. They had
tubs
of popcorn.
2 tubs of popcorn back there, a container of candy, tons of bottled water, and they have a really nice, right behind the stage, they have a really nice little green room that everybody uses as green room, but it's also where Willow and the boys just stayed the whole show until the boys were needed for their couple of parts. And there's 2 bathrooms back there as well. So it's nice. It's nice. It's a nice little theater. I really like it.
And we like it there. They're nice people.
Yeah,
Everybody's
nice
really
people.
great.
Yeah. Yeah, if there weren't nice people, no matter how nice a theater is, it brings the thought of theater down when it's not nice people. There's both times we worked there have been awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We went out to dinner with friends afterwards, and
yeah.
It was just a good night all the way around.
It was.
Yeah.
It was a really good night.
What else do we have on this thing? Do you have anything else for that?
Mm.
Parking was my main thing. The show was great. We got to do my inflatable illusion that I haven't done forever. It's my It's my intro to the show. So it's
produced.
Ladies and gentlemen, Wes Iseli. And you had this. She turns on a leaf blower that inflates this big balloon, and then I pop out when it says my name. And we haven't done it in forever. And she's like, "Hey, what's the music for that?" I said, "Honey, there is no music. It's the intro to the show."
I was like, "Oh yeah, it is the intro. Huh, that's right."
So I don't think we've done it since we've lived in this house. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
We haven't done that.
Has it really been that long?
Honey, COVID was 2020.
Yeah.
So we haven't done it before COVID.
Oh.
That's
and
4
we
years
had
ago
the
now.
boys, and you probably didn't fit.
Hey,
then,
ouch.
Honey, we both ballooned up during COVID and my pregnancy.
Okay, so...
You gotta admit that one.
Yeah, but still. But I don't think that's why we took it out.
No, that's not why we took it out.
There's other illusions I couldn't fit in before that.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Now. That's good. But anyway, no, yeah, that was fun. That was fun to put back in. And the boys are starting to produce the bird at the beginning of the show more and more often.
Oh, real quick, will you do that inflatable thing?
Okay.
I'm setting it up. We haven't done it in 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of those things where, it might sound bad, but we did it a million times.
Right.
It's in our brain. We know what to do. I know what to do.
Like muscle memory.
Muscle memory.
Yeah.
So just put it back in. We know how to do this.
Right.
I get on the stage, and I plug it in, and I got no power with the leaf blower.
Oh, right.
Where were you? You were setting up inventory.
Setting inventory up.
So you were out of the building.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
And I'm like, oh, no. Oh, no. Because it's just it plugs in, extension cord.
Yeah.
Nothing. Oh, no. What am I going to... I'm Fonzieing it. I'm hitting it. I don't know what I'm doing. Shoot. Oh, no. All right. Well, let me think. So I unplugged it from the outlet, and I'm like, I'm hoping and praying it's the outlet.
Yeah.
So I plug it into a different outlet, go over there and Fonzie it some more, hit it some more. Nothing. Oh, no. Oh, no. So all right, let me think one more thing. I ran the cord and plugged it into the front of the stage where we were charging our cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
Right oh, my gosh. What? Whew. Now that messes up everything because I had it all staged for the cord to go that way.
Yeah.
And then we had to run it that way, but we had to take it behind the curtain and down the path.
Yeah, they had outlets along the back wall of the stage, and then they had curtains in front of the back wall.
But nothing on stage right worked. That whole wall did not work.
Yeah. So we had to plug it up behind the curtain back of the back of the stage, and then just run the cord behind the curtain.
But she doesn't want to be bending over, plugging it in during the show.
Not in front of everybody now.
So we had to run an extension cord from behind that wall over there and run that thing over there so she's back behind the curtain plugging it in.
Yeah, I just don't think it would look good.
No, it does. You bent over, plugging something in. That doesn't look good. Yeah. No, you made a good call.
Yeah. Well, thank you. But yeah. It was fun. It was fun to put that back in.
I like it. I think it's you rip it open.
Yeah, because it starts out flat. I mean, the bag is flat. There's no way anything's in it. And then...
And it inflates like a telephone booth. Like, that's what it looks like.
And then out pops Wes.
So.
What? Yeah.
I had my birthday.
Yeah. Happy birthday. The boys were jealous. They wanted presents because it was just their birthday a month and a half ago. So they're like, oh, birthday, it's my birthday. I was like, no, it's Daddy's birthday. Say, happy birthday, Daddy. Happy birthday, Daddy. My present? No. Daddy's present. So it was funny. But they did enjoy helping you blow out your candles. That was fun.
We relit them and helped them.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
And I had pumpkin cheesecake.
Pumpkin cheesecake.
They loved that.
Yeah, I think everybody liked that. Homemade. I got to brag on myself. I made it.
All right, so let's just talk about that whole day of eating bad.
Oh my gosh. What does he want for his birthday? Calories.
Look at my cheeks. You can tell. It's getting wintertime. I'm putting it on.
Oh my goodness. So he was like, what do I want for my birthday? I was like, uh-oh. He wanted to start. Well, first of all, it was a Sunday, so we went to church. When we got home, he usually always makes like omelets. Healthy something for everybody. Not on his birthday. On his birthday, he wanted French toast. So, okay, we're having French toast for breakfast.
But my thing about French toast, it smells so amazing in the house. It smells better upstairs than it does downstairs, and I don't know why.
Our house does something weird where it's like up there in the foyer and down the hall. You can smell what you've made, whatever it is you're making in the kitchen. You can smell it so good up here, and I don't know what that is.
But
I don't know what they did. Ventilation system.
I don't. It's got to be something like I went to a millionaire's house and they had
French toast,
cinnamon smelled candles or something, and it just makes me think money. I don't know what it is, but the smell of French. I smile ear to ear. I feel like my house is worth more money. I feel like I'm worth more. I feel, and then you just eat it and it's done.
But it was good, right?
But the warm up for it, the anticipation of it is so amazing. But yeah, it was amazing, good. Yummy.
Yeah. So he wanted that for breakfast, and then for dinner he wanted chicken and dumplings, which is I have a crock pot recipe that's really easy. You just throw it in and let it cook. So that was fine. But again, it's not the healthiest. I mean, it's chicken and dumplings, but it's yummy.
Chicken and carbs.
Can't deny that it's yummy. So he wanted that for dinner, and then he wanted pumpkin cheesecake instead of a regular like birthday cake. He wanted pumpkin cheesecake. So I made him a pumpkin cheesecake.
That was yummy.
Good.
That was yummy. Natalie got me a coffee corner. Look. You can't see it now. I have foam. Look. I don't want to spill it.
See it.
You can kind of see some of it. Look. I've been drinking it.
Yeah.
That's
a
mocha latte.
He had been
mocha
talking.
Cappuccino.
He had been talking about, and he even looked up like a little cabinet type thing that you could put the coffee maker on and store your coffee and mugs and all that stuff.
Your K-cups and your pods for your coffee maker.
Yeah. So I got lucky. I don't know what it was, but they were having a great sale on that thing.
Don't pull the rug out from underneath of me.
Why is it pulling the rug? I'm telling you, I got you
my
one
stuff
and
on
wanted,
discount.
and it was on sale, which
That's
made
good.
me happy. But anyway, so I got him that little cabinet, and then on vacation, he was getting like 4 cappuccinos. The cappuccinos a day.
Mocha
Cappuccino
but
a day.
I can't do that every day.
No, but he was really enjoying the cappuccino. So I got him a little simple cappuccino maker. It's not a fancy schmancy, all the buttons, and takes an hour. It takes longer to make a cup of coffee in that thing, but they simplified it for
at home.
Yeah.
So
I got him one of those.
You have to put the coffee grounds in the thing and put it up the top, and then put 4 ounces, and then screw the thing on tight because it's like you're making a pipe bomb. You put the thing in. It is. You have to crank it down because it might explode, and then it gives you your cup of coffee. All right. Then you have to turn it off. Then you dump the coffee out. Then you have to unscrew that thing and let the pressure off.
You have to let the pressure make it steam so that the pressure leaves. So then you can put more water in it. Open it up without it exploding. Put more water in it.
Because it'll blow my house up.
So that you can close it, and then
it has the
little
frother
thingy, and he can froth his milk.
That we didn't know what we were doing. So she put in way too much water, and it goes. It's frothing my stuff, and the milk's overflowing. I think I'm done. So I took the milk out, and it's going.
Then you gotta let the pressure go. Yeah, so you just have to let it run and let the steam out.
I'm
so
turning
the pressure's
coffee
going
now.
out, and it was.
I fixed it. I turn it to coffee now. So then it pushes that up front, and it steams out the top of the coffee, or it puts a couple wet drops down in the.
Oh, okay.
But it's still getting rid of that extra.
Okay.
Instead of letting 20 minutes of steam. She's putting in a
it
quarter
was
of a cup.
3 minutes. Full 3 minutes of just...
A quarter of a cup. A 16th of a cup.
They said put half a cup in. And I was like, that can't be enough. You can tell it's not, English is not the first language of these directions. And I'm like, this thing is going to blow up because we didn't put enough water in it.
But if you just let it steam.
So I just put in like a cup of water in there. And then it took 2 seconds for the milk to froth and 3 minutes for the steam to come out.
Literally 3 minutes just
to come out of the machine.
Forcefully coming out of this machine. A cloud of steam. My brand new table that she just bought me is like, I have to put cloths down and I can't get near it because it's steaming and getting hot in my face.
I didn't know. I
didn't
want it to blow up.
I made 3 cups that way. I made 3 cups of coffee that way before I turned it back to coffee and let it go around the front.
Well,
of the
directions say leave it so all the steam comes out.
Oh, I put it back on coffee, and then I unscrew it and it doesn't explode.
But you let it come out enough to get the thing clean?
Yes.
Okay, there you go. That's fine then. Yeah.
Because I take it out and it goes, tss, and then it goes over there.
Okay. So there you go. You got a cappuccino machine, a little cappuccino countertop thing. Then I got him, what do you call it? It says coffee break or coffee corner. I don't know what it says. But it's a cute little, it has little sections for you can put your, like if you were in, it's like one of those things in a coffee shop where they have stirrers and packets of different types of sugar in it. So I have his coffee grounds in there and we have the sugar packets in there, or Splenda packets, and yeah. So it's just a little organizer thing for that stuff. And then I'm a girl and I just want it to look cute. So I got him a little sign. What does it say? What does it say?
I don't know. Something cute. I got a picture of it.
Yeah, me too. But
well, keep talking while you're looking.
It says coffee bar. And so it says coffee bar, and it has 2 little cups of coffee, and then there's a couple little coffee beans, and we just hung it above the thing. So you'll have to put that picture up so you can see your little coffee corner.
But you gotta send me those pictures. I don't have any of those.
We put, well, I'm going to send you that one because that's stood right in that one.
Yeah.
But it's a cute, it has our Keurig in it, and then it has the cappuccino machine. Those are on top, and he's got his little, everything organized.
And one of the shelves has IHOP cups in it, which I think is adorable. She was on the fence about it, but I was like, no, we have to have that. We met at IHOP.
We did.
I was the magician at IHOP.
And I was the waitress. Yeah. So, there you go. But anyway, that's what he got for his birthday. It was all coffee themed. So I told him to open his gifts after breakfast because I figured he'd want to set it up. I didn't know it'd take us hours to put that thing together.
It was not fun.
But it wasn't. But
and I'm glad she helped me. I'm glad she didn't say, hey, honey, that's your present. Bye, I'm going to go read a book.
Good luck.
English wasn't the first language on that discounted coffee corner thing either. That thing was confusing.
Yeah. It was interesting. But yeah.
Some of the shelves we had to put on 3 times because it didn't tell you which way to put the shelf on, and it wasn't just put the shelf on. It had to be a certain way or it'd be sticking out too much in the front, too much in the back. But the holes lined up.
Yeah. And then the boys got him replacement slingshot things.
Rubbers for my slingshot. Well, I had a friend over and we were shooting a slingshot and I pulled mine out. He was missing everything. I'm like, I'll show you. Oh, no, that's not good. If I'd have pulled it back, it'd have ripped. So I'm like, hey, that's only $5. Can you buy me one?
Yeah.
They gave me like a 4-pack. So.
Yep. So that's what the boys got him. And then Lana wanted to pick out something for him, and she got him. She was like, I don't know. I said, what do you want to get him? And she's like, I don't know. Like something like magic art. I was like, okay. So we searched that, and the first thing that comes up are those 3D pictures, where you have to stare at it cross-eyed for the picture to come out. She's like, that's not what I meant. I was like, I know. So I don't know what else, what the other thing was we searched, but she found these, they almost look like...
They're patents.
Plans, yeah, for different...
They're patents.
Are they?
Yeah.
So they're drawn patents for different magic tricks. And then one is actually Houdini's...
diving suit.
Diving suit that he invented.
So magicians that are listening, one of the patents is for a zombie to make a ball float behind a cloth.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is Houdini's diving suit. One of them is a knife throwing wall, which you can have, and it's a trick wall. And they explain how the patent is working for that. And the fourth one is a way to pass a hula hoop over a floating person. And the patent was like 1897. And it's like, wow, I thought that was definitely 1950s, 60s. I didn't know it was that long.
And I thought it was just going to be like on a piece of paper and rolled up, but no, it was on nice thick paper.
No, it's cute. So they're plans, they're patents. So I put them in my work shed above my workbench.
Yeah.
Did you see them out there?
Yeah, you showed me the picture. Yeah,
I just did that a little while ago. But talk about art. What did I put on my website this week for Lana?
Oh yeah. So Lana and I were talking. She does musical theater and ballet, and it's 2 different days of the week. It's at the same place. It's about an hour from our house. Not quite, but almost. And so, going and coming, we chit chat, and she was saying, we were talking about what she wanted to do with her, what do you want to do when you grow up type of conversation. And she was saying how she wants to do art, but she doesn't want to get burnt out because she likes doing her art. And, she also wants to do like musical theater for a living. And I was like, well, the trick is you got to figure out what you love to do, and you have to figure out a way to make money doing it. And so then I was like, oh, I have an idea. So I brought it up at dinner. I didn't tell Lana, and I hadn't forewarned Wes. And so I just kind of brought it up. I was like, so I was thinking, Lana is thinking about doing art and acting or music theater, whatever. And I was like, I thought it would be kind of neat if she could put some of her art for sale somewhere. Now, I was like, no pressure type of thing. If it sells, it sells. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Whatever. Just kind of putting it up there. And then she can take the money and put it in a savings account. And then, hopefully she makes enough where she has a nice little nest egg. And when she goes out in the world and decides what she wants to do, that can help her out for a few months. Until she gets her feet on the ground, figuring out what she's going to do. And so I told Wes that, and I was like, I don't know if we can make her a website or whatever. And so this one just takes it and runs, goes with it. So by the end of the night, he's like, okay.
Etsy looks like it's going to be a
whole thing.
A 9-week study course on how to even set it up. I couldn't figure out Etsy.
And he was afraid with it being like, okay, we're not pushing stuff and making it, we need to sell this much, so much a month. That
if you have a website, you have to pay for it.
Yeah, might be cost more than what, who knows, So he was like, if she paints on playing cards, I can sell it on my magic site because it's a playing card. So it's like a magic tool.
At least it's themed.
Yeah. And she paints on it and we can sell it on. So by the end of the night, he had cards for her and he had ideas for her, and she's going, but I didn't even know. I hadn't even brought it up to her. And she's more like me, where, okay, this is a change. This is something new. Give me a second to process it. And he is more like, I don't know if this is going to work out. It could fail miserably and our whole life savings could go up in smokes, but I'm going to do it anyway type person. So it clashed, but not in a bad way. It just took her, by the end of the night, she had started painting on a couple of the cards, but at first she was just like, this is overwhelming. She was like, what? So, but she's gotten a few done, and she's working on more.
And we got her little frames for the cards.
Yeah.
So it comes in a little stand, like a trading card, a baseball card comes in those hard cases.
Yeah.
This is a magnetic hard case that will protect your artwork from Lana.
Yeah. And so he put 3 up in his site, and she's actually already sold 1, which I was really excited for her for that. I thought that was awesome. Yes.
Yeah.
So I thought that was great. So anyway, if you want to see some of Lana's art and you like any of it, hop onto his website.
So you can go to wesisley.com or magiciansmagicshop.com. Go to the merch page, like where I sell t-shirts and hats, and it's on there. It's on that side, because it's not a magic trick.
Right.
So it's just part of the merch page.
So yeah, so if you want a painted card, and I have to say, she does a really good job. She's a really good artist. So check them out. If something strikes your fancy, go ahead and buy it, and know that it goes to Lana's future.
And Lana's signing them and autographing them, and comes a little note from Lana. So yeah, it's pretty cute.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just trying to get her. Another thing, I want her to have like a whole bunch of them done, so that when we do sell at shows, we can have like a little display of Lana stuff, and you could tell people that's what that is.
That'd be great.
But right now, I have 3 for sale. That's it.
Right. Well, she's working on several more now.
Is she?
She has one ready to go.
It's on my desk?
It's in the thing. And then,
yes, that's the one on my desk?
I don't know, I guess. And then, yeah, she was working on more. She likes to do art while we do school, so she's been working on more. But yeah.
She did a hand holding a globe today. It was just, hands aren't easy.
No, it looks good in that. Yeah. Anyway, so we have always said that we're never going to tell our kids you have to go to college or you have to do this, that, or other thing. Whatever they want to do. So as scary as it is to make something like art and acting what you want to do as your main income, I want to support her in that and let her know that she can, I mean, if we can do it, she can do it. So she can do it.
If us idiots can do it. Thanks, Nat.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. If we can do it, she can do it. But
so I'm getting my butt kicked today.
But I told her, you know, like her musical theater teacher, she does plays and things on the side. I'm friends with her on Facebook, because I've seen. But she also makes money by teaching musical theater. I said, so there's multiple avenues. So while you're still building up and, you know, maybe you're not a high paid actress in, you know, whatever, there are other things you can do. You can be working in the theater and making money that way. You can be teaching musical theater or teaching this, that, or the other thing and making money that way while you are yourself acting in more shows, and then, you know, hopefully you get better and better pay for them.
Well, I have a speech in one of my little talks I do for like motivational shows. You know, you want to be a professional football player when you grow up. As a kid, that's all I want to do. I want to be. You might not be that, but guess what? You could be an analyst. You could be. Yeah. I mean, don't give up on your dream because you didn't get that scholarship to go to college to be an NFL player.
Right.
Don't give up on your dreams. Look, you might not be a magician that's on that, but you might own a magic shop. You might write for a magic magazine. There are people that write magic magazines that aren't full-time magicians, but that's how they make their living, writing magic magazines.
Yeah. So there's other avenues that you can do.
You're still in that world.
Yeah. And I said, and you may end up being able to be full-time actress. And when that happens, it's great. But I'm saying while you're going up the ladder, you might have to do some other things. And I said, and then, you know, you want to sell your art, you know, you can do that too. You can, and it doesn't have to be, you know, if you're doing both things, then it doesn't have to be all the pressure is on you to make something awesome in art. You have some things that are for sale, and hopefully it sells and helps you out financially too. So
there you go.
Yeah, we've got a little plan going, and hopefully, you know, and I'm hoping this kind of takes off a little bit and people buy some, so it kind of boosts her confidence as well. Yeah. Gives her confidence in her abilities.
Well, and some of the projects she does, I mean, it's just, I was an art major in college. It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Now, if she can take that and miniaturize it to playing cards.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we watched that awful Mike Tyson fight with that guy, Jake Paul. Yeah,
I was so disappointed. I so wanted Mike Tyson to come out there and just knock him out.
I guess that Jake Paul guy wants to be a bad guy. He wants people not to like him. I think he's trying to be like a bad guy in WWE or WWF or WWASAP 947, whatever they're called now.
Yeah, but I don't know.
You know how they
he
have
puts
good
a
guys
bad
and bad
taste in your
guys?
mouth.
I think he's trying to be a bad guy.
Yeah, he puts a bad taste in your mouth. But I really want to, and I feel like that wasn't Mike Tyson that showed up to the fight.
Well, if you see the training videos, Mike Tyson is
kicking butt.
Yeah. And then he walks out there and he doesn't move. And
yeah.
Everybody, all the conspiracy people and all the videos you're seeing on Instagram and TikTok and everything are like, Mike hit him in the face and knocked him back. And then he clinched. And he said he whispered to him and Mike did that on his back. Like, I got you. So they think in that clinch, because he kept clinching him, he thinks that guy whispered something to him. And somebody else showed a video, and it was like that guy said about the money to Mike. So I don't know what he said. You know that other thing where they could put words in people's mouth, and it looks like that's what they're saying?
Yeah.
So they did something like that. And Mike was like, and then he didn't.
Yeah.
And Mike had a wide open shot and kind of just didn't do it.
Go. And
I'm glad I didn't have money on it, because we would have lost our house. Mike was going to kill that guy.
That's what I thought.
That's what everybody thought. Vegas
videos.
made a ton of money.
His fists were flying so fast in his training videos that you couldn't see him. And you're like, oh, that guy's dead. He's what? I don't know what he was thinking, asking Mike Tyson to fight him. He's gone. He's out. And it's like, okay, round one. Okay, all right. He went maybe... Let's put on a good show. Okay, all right. Let him last a little bit. Okay, cool. Round two. All right, he wants to be a little longer show. You know, we waited like 4 hours in all the other fights to see this one. So, okay, he's going to give it. Round three, he's going to knock him on the ground. Flat out. Nothing. So disappointing.
At dinner time, I'm showing highlight video to Willow and Lana. They don't know who Mike Tyson is. I'm like, look at this dude. You really think some YouTuber's going to take this dude on? Come on.
Heck no.
So
disappointing.
Conspiracy theory or not, I don't think it was a real fight. I don't think it should have been bet on. No. I don't think it should have been allowed to be bet on in Las Vegas. That's not cool.
No. And yeah.
And they're saying all this stuff in the contract, and in the contract it said this, and in the contract it said that. Is that conspiracy theory? Or was there a contract with all these rules?
What rules?
Well, the 2-minute round. The gloves were a different weight than normal.
Oh.
But that was like public domain. But was there more to the contract? I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows?
I don't know.
But I don't feel like Mike Tyson showed up that night. Right?
It was awful.
Yeah.
Everything about it was awful.
Sad.
I don't know. I don't know what to say. It was just bad.
It was sad. It was really sad. Like, I mean...
But Mike made $20 million and an hour's worth of work.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I feel like you do the training and you show those training videos, you're like putting out there that you're going to kick the guy's butt.
Which I think is like a conspiracy to rip people off. Because everybody else sees that too. And then they're like, well, I'm voting on him. I'm betting on him in Vegas.
Yeah. But then he comes out, and it's almost like it's a drugged Mike Tyson. Like, it's just a drug. And it just made him look old. I mean, I know he's 58, but those training videos do not look like a 58-year-old fighting.
Somebody on one of those videos said, well, he is 58, and the fight did happen, like, at midnight. And most 58-year-olds are asleep by midnight. And it's like, get daggone people. No, it's Mike Tyson.
Right. Yeah. Just made me sad.
But, I mean, if you're going to take an acting role and get $20 million for 15 minutes of work.
Well, you know what?
You know what I mean?
He should have acted a little better. Got a couple more good punches
He's not a good actor. I would tell you that right away.
Well,
He's not a good actor.
He should have put in a couple more good punches in.
He can't. I think if he accidentally punched him mid-strength, he would have killed the dude. That's Mike Tyson.
I don't know.
It was awful.
It was
awful.
Disappointing to say the
least. We let
least.
Lana stay up late to watch it. I'm cheering for it like I got money on it. I got off the couch. I got all excited. Come on now, come on. We're running out of time. It's the 8th round. You got 40 seconds left. You got 30 seconds. You're not doing anything? That's it?
And then the clock was still counting down, and the guy puts his hands down. Jake Paul puts his hands down and bows, and I'm like, perfect opportunity. Hands are down. Slung him in the face. Nothing. Bell hadn't sounded yet. That would have been fair game.
All right. That's enough of that.
Oh, but Wes was really mad because he thought our internet was messing up the whole time.
Oh?
Yeah. He was like, what the heck? This is worst night ever of internet. Why is it acting up this much? And then
our internet has really been giving us trouble around here. We can't fix it.
I opened Facebook instead of something else for the boys to look at. I opened my Facebook and I was like, oh, I don't need that. But the first thing up was, I wish about 1 million people would get off of Netflix so that I could watch it. And he had a picture of the screen just rebooting. I was like, hey, Wes, it's not just us. It's Netflix across the board. So we ended up pausing it. I put the boys to bed. And then by the time I came back downstairs, the fight was over. And so we were kind of watching it afterwards without going on and seeing what anybody had said online or anything first. So, but
I'm just glad they put money on it.
I know. If
my brother would have called and said, hey, you want to put money on it? I got a guy. I may have.
Yeah.
And I would have lost my shirt. It's awful. Oh, how can it be allowed?
Yeah.
It ain't right. It ain't right. You started the boys doing school.
Yeah, kind of. It's like a preschool thing. So they've been really like noticing because Lana and I are really trying to stick to our schedule of getting school done. And they'll
So you're
come
not
in,
doing it during the middle of the summer?
Right, hopefully. But we do start later, so we're going to be going later. But I don't want to be doing it the end of July this year. But the boys will come in and be like asking questions, and I'll tell them, I can't do that right now. Lana and I are doing school. And recently they've been, Lex especially, come out, you done with school now? You done with school now? It's just funny. And then the other day, they both kind of were like, do school too? We do school too? And I'm like, okay. So I finished everything up with Lana, and we just kind of sat them down. They have a little cute little table and chairs. And we sat them down and showed them the letter A and had a little thing that said A for apple. And I showed them, look, you go up, down, and across, and that's an A. See the letter A, and just trying to get them to recognize it. I don't think they recognize A yet, but they had fun. And then they colored in the apple. And then we had just like a little maze. Like, okay, you go from the arrow, and you take the line, and you stay inside the worm until you get to the star at the end. And they both did it. They stayed right inside that worm and did the maze. They thought
4 years old.
They thought that was awesome. And so it lasted maybe 10 minutes. They had a blast. They absolutely loved it. They said A a ton, but then you ask them, is this an A or is this an A? And they didn't get it right.
They said,
So, yeah.
Every letter,
so it's gonna take more than just one 10-minute lesson about A for them to recognize A, but that's totally fine. They had a great time. They kind of got the feel of, let's sit down and talk about something for a second and then do something fun and color and everything. And so I'm just going to kind of do that, I think, 2-3 times a week. I'm not going to do a ton. They are going to start preschool next year. But this is just kind of giving them a taste of, Lana's doing school. Here, you want to do a little school? And maybe, they'll recognize some letters before they start preschool.
And the cool thing is, everything. Lana was on her hands and knees helping too. She really liked being a part of that. She liked
wanted to be
helping.
Part of it. Yeah, I thought that was sweet. Yeah, yep. So, and you'll have to talk to Lana because in our talk on the way home from ballet yesterday, she wants to do some Thanksgiving art next week since we have off for Thanksgiving week. She wants to get the boys to do some Thanksgiving art, and she was like, we can get some leaves and put paint on a leaf and press it down and do leaf art. And then she was like, and we can do hand turkeys with the boys. She was really excited. So I said, well, maybe next week, the beginning of the week,
she can take over art class.
We can do what?
Because that's you getting me to do it.
I would like you to come help. Be part of it because we have boys with paint on hands, and I'm only one person, and one runs off, and paint ends up on walls. Wes is going to be unhappy.
No, I'm going to be upset because it's up to me to repaint the house.
So a little help with supervision would be nice.
So here's a. I've already went off a little bit about Mike Tyson. One more little rant, and then we have something cute, and then we'll wrap everything up.
Okay.
I don't care what you do for a living. I know I've said this on the podcast. Just
do it well.
Do your job. Do your job well. Do it great. A new pet peeve of mine is people trying to get something for nothing.
Yes.
Extra something for nothing, right?
And they must get it from some people because they are trying it.
But I told Natalie, I said, well, let me give you 5 examples here. Ready?
Have all happened within like the past year?
Yeah. Within the past year, this has happened. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Gas company. We have a gas
stove.
We have a stove down. Our stove, our kitchen oven, is gas.
Yeah, we cook with gas. That's the only
It's
thing
a
that uses gas.
$15,000 oven that the people who lived here before us was rich, and they bought this high restaurant quality.
It's a Wolf. If you know what a Wolf is, I love it.
It's awesome.
Can't afford to replace it if it goes kaboom, but I love it.
But so we have to get gas for that, right?
Yeah.
So they filled it up. We were at a show, and we came home that night, and I walked by the gas tank in the yard as I was going to feed the animals, and I just took a wide berth around there just to check, make sure they covered everything and did everything back. I smelled rotten eggs. Whoa, that's not good. So I called the company and said, hey, I smell rotten eggs. Oh, that's not good. Go ahead and evacuate your house and do this. Hey, it's outside. I'm not going to blow up. I need you to send somebody out here. It's at the tank. It's not in the house. It's out there. And, all right, well, we've told you to evacuate. So if something happens, it's a recorded line. I know. Perfect. It's out there, but I need you to send somebody. First thing in the morning, sir. Then they send us a bill for $200 emergency service fee to send the guy out because he didn't crank it. He didn't crank it tight enough.
Yeah, they got a phone call.
That wasn't us. We didn't do that. But
right.
I'm supposed to alert you if I smell rotten eggs. That's my job. They want to charge us $200. We're like,
so
we're not paying that.
We said, we're not paying that. That was something on y'all's end. That was at the gas tank that you guys just filled, and you didn't close something correctly. That was on your end. I'm not paying for your mistake. They didn't fight us on it. They just said, okay, no problem. So why'd you send us the bill?
So $200 bill for that? All right, so watch. We got more.
Apparently somebody else paid it.
Our cable has been a mess since the other one was overheating. Our box, our internet box, cable box, was overheating and rebooting 3 times a day. I had to keep resetting it. I should have kept that and just kept resetting because this new one's a mess. But they sent me out a new box, and they said, yeah, we can see on our end it's overheating, so we'll send you a new one. They sent me a new one, didn't work at all. So I said, hey, I need you to send somebody out. I can't get this thing to work. And I worked with them on the phone, and those call trees are horrible. I'll send somebody out. The guy came out there and said, oh, yeah, well, this is why. You have 2 lines of internet running in your house, so you have powerful internet. They only sent you a 1-line box. That's our fault. I got another one in the car. They sent me a $180 bill for house assistance.
On the next bill, they had a fee
of sending somebody out to help you.
And they were like, I was like, why am I paying for that? So we called them, and they took that off our bill. But why would you charge it? I don't understand. I don't know if wires are getting crisscrossed, people aren't communicating, or people are trying to get money out of people because someone's like, oh yeah, they sent me, I guess I have to pay for that, and they pay for it. Whereas I'm like, it's y'all's mistake. Why am I paying for it?
I got more, Nat. I got more. We bought a brand new dishwasher.
Yeah.
She runs dishes the first time.
So excited.
Leaks all over the floor.
So sad.
So we called the people. And they're like, we'll send somebody out tomorrow. Do you know the guy that did yours? Yeah. Well, we'll send him out. That's going to be a $250 installation, a fee because you guys live out in the country. It's like, no, we already paid everything to get him to do it. He did it wrong.
Right. It wasn't installed correctly.
He comes out and says, well, your kitchen counters are crooked, and that's why it's leaking. And we're like, no. Yes, it is. Did they send a second guy out? And
no.
That said the line that he...
No,
he found it.
Yeah, he went in and looked. He was like, oh, never mind. I pinched one of the lines, and it was starting to melt because it smelled like burn. And he fixed it, and our counters were not crooked.
But they want to charge us $250 for him to come back out.
We're like, he installed it incorrectly. He made a mistake. That's not our fault.
Here's another one. We did a theater show. We get our check in the mail from doing the theater show, and they add 200 and was it 200?
They took out almost $200 for staffing fees. And so I asked them, I said, excuse me, the contract you signed said we were doing a ticket split. There was no mention of us paying anything for staffing fees. I said, if it was in the contract, I'd be more than happy for that to be there. But our agreement wasn't that last time, and it wasn't that this time. So I'm just curious as to what's going on, or if a mistake was made. And they wrote back and said, oh, I'm so sorry, that has been in other contracts before. I just assumed it was in yours. And
don't worry about it.
Fixed it. Yeah. I was like, okay, thank you. At least it was an easy fix. But
I got one more.
Yeah.
She orders a gun on a website for her dad for Father's Day.
Mm-hmm.
The internet goes out. It might have been our fault. It might have been their website's fault. Whatever.
They said it was a website issue. Try again later. I was like, all right. So I didn't. I was going to check and see what all happens the next day, which I'm glad I did. Because the next day I got up and it looked like I ordered 2. Which is weird because on the website it says only 1 per customer allowed.
But then they want to charge her an $85 restocking fee.
So I called and I was like, I don't need 2. You guys were having a website issue and it ordered me 2. But when I go on there, the thing is still in the cart, even now. I said, I only want 1. So can you just refund me for 1 and only charge me just 1? I only want 1. She goes, oh, well, they're already packed and ready to go. There's nothing we can do. You'll just have to tell the person that you're having it shipped to return 1, and then you're going to have to pay a restocking fee. I said, no, ma'am, I'm not. I said, you can refund me my money for my gun, and I'm not paying a restocking fee for your website issue. I said, next time I will take a picture of what the website said. I said, but that wasn't my fault. So, no, ma'am, I'm not paying your restocking fee. All right, let me talk to my manager. And once I said that, oh, we got it back before it even made it to FedEx. No issue, and we're giving you a refund. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Hadn't gone out the door yet, huh? When before there was nothing I could do because it's already gone to FedEx.
$85 restocking fee?
It's just weird.
To do this?
Right.
Put it on the shelf.
But they must have people that are like, oh, okay, all right, no problem. I'll pay that. But I'm like, heck no, I'm not going to pay that. That wasn't... I mean, okay, if I ordered something and I looked at it and I was like, no, I don't want that, take it back. Okay, fine. I have to pay your stocking fee. But when it's your website having an issue and telling me I didn't order any guns and then saying, oh, you ordered 2, but you still have 1 in the cart.
But that's the gas company,
Yeah.
the cable company, the dishwasher, theater, and the gun company. In the past year, it had been $1,200 worth of just miscellaneous fees
Isn't
that
that
people are
crazy?
just trying to charge, right?
That's crazy. I mean, that's crazy. That would be like us showing up for a show and being like, okay, you still owe us this amount for the show. Oh, yeah, but there's a fee for...
I told her, you want me to wear clothes? Oh, that's
Right.
extra.
You see that step? That's $100 extra. We had to take our stuff up 1 step.
I've told you, I have a friend that does
Okay,
do
but that's
that.
in his contract before he
It does.
comes out.
It is. I think it's
That's
very
not a
smart. I think it's
fee.
very smart. Yeah.
There's not a fee that he just says when he shows up.
Right.
You know, and it's just, yeah. It just gives you a bad taste in your mouth. You feel like it's a dishonest company.
But some of the companies, like our gas company, we don't have a choice.
No, you don't have a choice.
Right? I don't know with the other ones. The cable company, I mean, we have choices, but...
I mean, we could switch gas companies, but that means we would have to pay the gas company that we have now to come and take the gas tank out of our backyard and then get another gas company to put another gas tank out in our backyard. And that's just, oh my gosh.
Right. So anyway, today was Lana's recital.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead and finish that. And then we'll wrap
Yes.
everything up with that.
So Lana has been taking musical theater. This is her 2nd time. It's a 9-week class, and on the 10th week, they do their performance. So there's actually 2 classes. There's a younger class and an older class, which is 12 to 18, and she's in the older class. And this year they did Willy Wonka, but the two classes both did Willy Wonka, and so they combined because they did different parts of it. So they were separate for 8 weeks. And then last week they got together for the first time. And today they were able to do a little bit before. They had an hour and 15 minutes before their performance that they got together again. So they've only gotten together twice, and they pulled off an amazing performance. I thought they did really, really good.
20-minute show.
Yeah. And in 9 weeks, really, because today was a performance. So Lana was nervous, as per usual, but she did a really, really good job.
Not like last time. Last time she was shaking like a leaf.
Yeah.
This time you couldn't tell she was nervous.
No.
The only thing, when she first got on there, she had to introduce herself, and I'm just going to make up some things. I don't know what her dialogue was. But it was like, hello, guys, welcome to the show, and this is Willy Wonka's dad, and this is Willy Wonka's mom, and that's her sister.
Yeah. So she was Willy Wonka.
So she said it just so fast.
So she was Willy Wonka, the first part. They shared parts. So different people were Willy Wonka and Charlie and all these different people throughout the thing. But she was Willy Wonka like 3 different times. She started the show. She was the first person to speak. So she came out and like introduced the show. And I think that's what she was most nervous about, was she was the one to start.
But all of her other speaking lines, she was fine.
Yeah. Yeah, she was just a little fast on those first ones, but you could understand her. But she was a little fast. But she did, and then she, I think, got into it and got her pacing down. But she did really, really good, and it was so awesome to see. And last time, the boys got sick, and they didn't get to come and watch her. This time, they came and watched her, and it was so cute. And every time you clapped after a song, they were just clapping real big. And at one point, Julian just wanted to be part of it and sing with them. So he just started singing, Jesus loves me. I'm like, shh, not right now. You can sing it later.
They're singing Willy Wonka Chocolate Factory songs, and he's singing Jesus Loves Me.
He just wanted to be part of the show. So, and then after the show, Lex he was like, my turn now? I go? My turn? He wanted to go up on stage and do something. So, they may have musical theater classes in their future. I don't know.
During my shows, after my show, they want to go up there and dance on stage and do stuff and have everybody look at them.
Yeah.
They love making the dove appear now.
Oh,
They love it.
Yeah.
At the end of the show, maybe it was at the theater the other night, when we came in for a final bow, he said, make a dove appear again?
Yeah. He wanted to do it again. Yeah. I'm like, no, just bow now. But yeah,
I think the farm, we were doing 5 shows a day, 6 shows a day.
Yeah.
Maybe he thought that was a different show.
Maybe. You're right. He very well could have. You're right.
Because they were back there in the dressing room so long, because it was an hour and a half show with a 15-minute intermission.
Yeah.
He might have thought it was a different show.
He could have. He very well. You're right. He probably did. But yeah, he wanted his turn on stage, but he couldn't have it. But it was fun to see them watching Lana up on stage, and it was so cute. And Lana did such a good job. I'm so proud of her. And if she wants to do it again, and they're starting in January, so I suppose she will do it again. But yeah, it was fun. And Lex told her as we're walking down the hallway after, good job, Lana. I thought that was so sweet. It's like, oh. So, but yeah, it was good. It was fun. I like seeing Lana shine.
We went to the dollar store afterwards. I needed some stuff. My homeschool kids that I'm teaching magic lessons to, they wrap up tomorrow. So I give them a magic kit that I put together that includes decks of cards. I just get the casino cards from the dollar store, put them in the box, and I had to buy a whole bunch of them today. And Lana wanted to go in with me. And I said, what are you doing? She bought some stuff for her brothers, and she bought some candy for herself. And she bought herself a big Milky Way candy bar set or something. I don't know what it was.
It had like 7 little bite-sized Milky Ways in it.
And I said, daggone, you really doing it up, aren't you? She said, well, I did a good job and I wanted to treat myself. All right, honey, go for it. Go for it.
Yep.
So
she did do a good job. I'm very proud of her. It's fun. I love seeing her do her thing that she loves doing.
It's awesome.
Right?
Anyway, that's this week. Maybe we'll have Santa next week.
Yeah.
I don't know who we're going to have next week. I'm going to start... I have it on my schedule that I have a whole bunch of people I've put out emails for, trying to get it all lined up. I got with Natalie, and I try to figure out what times are available. Some days are only available 8 to 10 p.m. Other days are 3 to 10 p.m. I'd like giving them a bigger window. But with our schedule, it's getting so crazy.
Yeah. Holidays coming up, and Lana's schedule of her stuff, and our schedule of our stuff.
And shows.
Yeah, our schedule of our stuff.
Yeah. Anyway,
so.
That's this week's episode. Thank you, guys. I think we've said everything we need to say. Only thing we have left to say is see you next week.
Check us out online at wesiseli.com and patreon.com/Wes_Iseli for behind-the-scenes videos, blooper videos, never-before-seen footage, discounts on merchandise, magic trick tutorials, and more. That's Wes Iseli, spelled WESISELI.